Good evening, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Match Chat, and this is your official WWE Clash of the Castle preview and predictions. How is everybody else doing tonight? Now, you're probably wondering, why am I not going on later on? Well, because I got the spoilers. So when I get to SmackDown, I am going to keep warning on you. You don't want to listen to this. You can stop it, let SmackDown run its course, and then you can just pick it up from there. So I actually have to get up really early tomorrow, so I would like to be able to get some decent sleep tonight, so I'm not like a cranky ass. Um, I wanted to apologize last week. Something was going on with YouTube and my internet, so I didn't bother, and I just skipped a week, and I actually needed it. I'm having right now thunder and lightning out my fucking kitchen window, so if I'm hoping that my power doesn't go out. Oh my god, I will be like fucking pissed. But I want to apologize for last. No, I really needed it. I actually did need it. So yeah. Last night last night I went live with episode 344, a second edition. That covered last week's SmackDown and AEW's Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage. So go check all that out. Dro, hey, how are you, Dro Davian? I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so that's why the chat is so small. I can't stand it. I wish it was bigger. How you doing tonight? How are you? So if you want to go check that out afterwards, and right after Clash of the Castle tomorrow, I'm going to go live with the review. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. So when I go live, upload a video, or even do a short, you will all know about it. Also, please follow me on my social media platforms, which are Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Twitter. I'm also on Cameo, all Mel's Match Chat. The only two things that are different is my OnlyFans account and my Snapchat, Real Mel's Match Chat. So go check it out. I just want to make the announcement of July 1st. You will have to start paying for my content on there. So I'm sorry. I gave you like about well over a month to start getting getting samplings of what I'm going to be posting there on a very regular basis. Hi, Check NHL. How are you? Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please do me a favor and go check out my X account, my Twitter account. They have my PayPal account. You could do it. Send me whatever you want, and even have a note on it. You can send me. You could send. I can shout you out. I can, have maybe announce something for you, whatever the case may be. But go check that out. I'm on Cameo as well. Cameo. If you need, me to break some news, you want me to announce something, you want me to do something that you don't you're not feeling comfortable to doing, I'll take it, and I'll have the blood on my hands. So, it is what it is. I'm going to help you out in either way, but please go and do that. Also, please do me a favor. Go check out all the rest of the content on my channel, including the reviews of Double or Nothing and the King and Queen of the Ring tournament from Saudi Arabia. So we are going. This is what we do here for preview and predictions. If you don't know, you're going to know in a minute. We're going to go and we're going to do Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Remember, SmackDown has already taken place in Scotland. So these are spoilers. So if you don't want to do this, you want to pick it back up later, you're more than welcome. Monday Night Raw has come and gone. So you're good with that. But I'm going to give you the go home shows, which are Raw and SmackDown, and then I'm going to give you my picks at the end, and then I'm going to get you out of here and have you an amazing Friday night. Because this weekend I want to wish every father out there a happy, blessed Father's Day, and I hope that your children are very good to you, and I hope that your children know that you are a very, very, very important, vital piece in their life. Unfortunately, my father is in Florida. He lives in Florida. I live here in New York. My grandfather lives in Florida. I live in New York. My my mom's father has passed on. He passed on in 2001, and my godfather passed away in 1986. So it's like a regular Sunday for me, basically. But that's not going to stop me because I am a single mother and I do double duty. So my son always makes me a Father's Day card or a Father's Day gift, and I can't wait to get that. And I love that stuff. And it's great, and especially knowing that I'm the one that is doing everything, and I'm the one that's going to take all the credit. And of course, you know. You got to get it done. You got to get it done. And even though he's 18 years old and he's severely autistic, I wouldn't, I don't treat him anything less, and I even love him even more. So, and happy Father's Day to all those pulling double duty. All right, all right. So, please do me a favor. Please go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Now, I don't obviously have a beard. I have a very smooth skin and whatnot, fresh face. I just got out of the shower. Um, But you got to know a person who has a beard. And what great time to give them the gifts of making their beard oh so sexy. Go and check them out. And they have really great products. They have great merchandise. And the people that are working for that company is top notch. Go check them out at maestroclassics.com. Now, if you are dying of thirst and your thirst is kicking your ass, and you want the artillery to murder your thirst, do yourself a favor and go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Visit their website to get all your artillery for murdering your thirst. You have plain spring water. You have salsa water unflavored, flavored salsa water, iced tea, and sports packs that you could change any of those drinks into a sports pack. So go check them out. And they have great merchandise as well. So if you want to give a gift certificate of that, you can do that too. It's liquiddeath.com. Also, please do me a favor and go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Sample some of their awesome coffee, and you can drink the world's strongest coffee with the lowest acidic rate. They have flavored coffees, they have great merchandise, they have accessories, mugs, and more. So go check that out at deathwishcoffee.com. Now, I support independent wrestling. I have one that's legitimately making strides and they're making a splash on the independent scene. And it's House of Glory. They have their next event, which is Friday, July 26th, high intensity. Guess who's going to be in the house? Or he's going to make where they're going to be his house. Yes, it's the AEW World Heavyweight Champion Swerve Strickland. We're hoping that he's going to be champion after Forbidden Door. Also, it's going to be the East Coast versus the West Coast. Future Stars of Wrestling versus HOG Wrestlers. And it's going to be happening on August 17th. So if you want to get your tickets, go to hogwrestling.net. Or if you want to watch it on TV, you could do so with the Thriller app, formerly known as Fight. So let's get this party started and let's get down to Monday Night Raw's Go Home show for the preview and predictions of WWE Clash of the Castle Scotland 2024. All right, Monday Night Raw had stuff going on. We had a singles match with Lyra Valkyria versus Damage Control Io Sky. Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn versus Otis. Singles match Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov. So we had the show opened up with a shot of the fans applauding, and then we go inside the venue. We are then welcomed to the show by Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. We see the arrivals of Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, Damage Control, and Lyra Valkyria. Samantha Irving then introduces the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, and he makes his way down to the ring. fans start to chant CM Punk. Breaking news, he's in Scotland. And we all knew that. And McIntyre says he is not focused. He's not focused on anything else aside from winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Damian Priest. McIntyre then says it would be excellent if not for the fact that wherever Priest goes, the rest of the Judgment Day isn't far behind him. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest heads down to the ring, along with everybody from Judgment Day. Priest says McIntyre has already secured a World Heavyweight Championship match, but he's still making excuses. Priest then says, while last week McIntyre says he made it personal, McIntyre just made things personal. Priest then says he doesn't need to be worried about the entirety of Judgment Day, but just about him. Priest then says he'll put McIntyre down in front of his people at Clash at the Castle this Saturday, and he doesn't need anyone else to prove why he's the World Heavyweight Champion. McIntyre then says he doesn't care what Priest thinks, and the title will be his on Saturday. Priest then says McIntyre is still passing blame, then challenges him to face Balor later tonight. Priest then says, should McIntyre win, then the Judgment Day will be banned from ringside at Clash of the Castle. But if Balor wins, then the Judgment Day will be at ringside. McIntyre then agrees and says he hopes Priest is a man enough to show up next Monday after he's embarrassed and humiliates him at Clash of the Castle. We get a recap of what happened last week between the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio. We head to the back and we see the Women's World Champion hanging out the Judgment Day clubhouse. As Dominic Mysterio walks in, Morgan laughs when Dominic enters the room and says no repeatedly. Morgan then says she knows that Dominic is supposed to hate her right now, but she would really like to see him again. Dominic then says he didn't want anything to do with her. Morgan then says a gorgeous man like Dominic shouldn't be with a woman who makes her call her mommy. He should be with a woman who isn't afraid to call him daddy. All right, I'm going to give a little schooling here on this. All right? Come sit a spell. I am 25% Puerto Rican. All right? So guess what happens? When I was born, I was legitimately a mamacita. All right? My ex-fiance called me mommy or mamacita. My man does now. All right? It's a term of endearment. And if Liv Morgan doesn't understand that, then really she should not use that in her delivery. All right? And we already know that Rhea is mommy and Dominic is Poppy. Hello? Doesn't that fucking really open the brain cells? And if you don't know what Poppy is, it's daddy in Spanish. It's a term of endearment. Morgan gives Dominic a key card to her hotel room and says she'll be there. I mean, I'm not a Liv Morgan fan. I'm not a Liv Morgan fan whatsoever. But any man in that situation, having Rhea and Liv Morgan, who has it better? Who has it better? Honestly. WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Braun Strowman, and Zelina Vega was shown talking backstage while Michael Cole revealed that the men would face Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Carlito later in the show. Singles match, Lyra Valkyria versus Damage Control's Io Sky. So the match starts with Sky charging at Valkyria in the corner. Valkyria then moves out of the way and delivers some stomps on Sky in the corner. Sky then responds with a series of strikes to Valkyria and then sends Valkyria into the corner. Valkyria then hits a drop toe hold and a drop kick on Sky and follows it up with a Northern Light suplex. Sky then slaps Valkyria, but Valkyria responds with a series of right hands and lefts and knees. Valkyria then locks in the submission on Sky and transitions into a pin, but Sky kicks out. Valkyria then hits Sky with an enziguri and looks to hit a drop kick on her through the middle rope, but Sky catches it. Sky then sends Valkyria crashing into the ring apron and follows it up with a springboard moonsault. Valkyria then hits a springboard crossbody on Sky before delivering a couple of clotheslines and a drop kick off the top rope. Valkyria hits a fisherman suplex on Sky, but Sky responds with some elbows on Valkyria's spine. Sky then sends Valkyria into the middle turnbuckle face first and hits her with a backbreaker and then steps over her and climbs to the top. Sky then looks to hit over the moonsault, but Valkyria moves out of the way. Valkyria then gets Sky up on her shoulders, but Sky escapes and looks to roll up Valkyria. Valkyria then sits down into a pin, but Sky kicks out. Sky then hits a double stomp on Valkyria, then sends her crashing into the middle rope. Valkyria then gets Sky on her shoulders and hits her with a Nightwing and goes for the pin. Dakota Kai then breaks the fall from the outside. Referee isn't looking, and Valkyria blasts her and Kairi Sane on the outside. Valkyria then climbs to the top, but Sky trips her. Sky then hits a Meteora and looks to hit the over the moonsault. But Valkyria moves out of the way. Valkyria then sets up for a Nightwing, but Sky manages to pin Valkyria for the win, and she moves on, and she wins. So then after the match, Sane and Kai attack Valkyria and join Sky on the ramp. Sky then returns to the ring and delivers some right hands to Valkyria, then hits a stomp on her. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance comes to the ring and to even up the odds. Dominic Mysterio was shown seated in the Judgment Day clubhouse while the image of Rhea Ripley was on the wall poster. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Carlito then enter the room and ask Dominic, was everything okay? Dominic says he told Morgan to leave her alone, but she left her hotel key. Carlito says, that's cool. Oh my God, the fucking horn dogs. I swear to Christ. The women's tag team champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, were shown walking backstage. We head to the back where we see The Miz looking for R-Truth and asks Sami Zayn if he had seen him. The Miz was stressed out and says not good things happen when Truth is left on his own. The Miz then heads off in search of Truth. We then see the WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn check on Maxine Dupree and Akira Tozawa after what happened between the three of them. Chad Gable and Otis last week. Zayn then apologized to Dupree for everything. Walks in and apologizes to Zayn for attacking him last week per the orders of Gable. Zayn then accepts his apology and asks Otis if he's sticking with Gable. Otis says he had it all at one time with the men's Money in the Bank, the briefcase, Mandy Rose, and Tucker, but he lost it all. Zayn then tells Otis that despite what Gable tells him, he isn't nothing. Zayn then asks Otis if he knows how special he can be and tells him he hopes he can see that one day. We then see WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest enter the Judgment Day clubhouse and mentions that Dominic wasn't with them during the opening segment. Priest then brings up the hotel room key. Balor says Morgan was just trying to plant seeds and distract them. Balor then says no one had touched the hotel room key card, which Priest pointed out was no longer on the table. Guess who fucking took it? Balor. Is he actually going to go and do this? I mean, he's married in real life. So I don't know if he's going to, do this to take one for the Judgment Day and get rid of Liv Morgan. But let me tell you something. When fucking Rhea Ripley comes back, she's going to fucking goddamn roll up Liv Morgan, throw her into the dumpster, and she's going to take back her title. So the Liv Morgan stands, let me tell you this. I told you what was going to happen. But see, the thing is, we didn't expect that she was going to fucking injure her. She was going to fucking goddamn never get that title. She was going to fucking goddamn keep failing. So I hope you're enjoying all this, because when mommy comes back, that's when fucking this little girl is going to fucking be in timeout. Ludwig Kaiser cuts a promo. Kaiser says that he is well aware that people think he's Gunther's mouthpiece. Kaiser then says he didn't beat Sheamus by talking last week. Kaiser then says he will not be taken lightly. Kaiser then says he belongs at the top of, and anyone who dares to step in his way will be eliminated. Kaiser then says the rise of the Tiger has begun, and Stu fans will call him Mr. Money in the Bank. 6-man tag match, LWO, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Braun Strowman versus JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio is not in this, I think. No, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Carlito. Match starts off with Strowman and McDonough. McDonough jumps off the ring right away, out of the ring right away. Carlito then blasts Strowman from behind, but Strowman sends Carlito across the ring. Dominic and Rey then tag in, but Dominic immediately tag out to McDonough. Rey then hits a hurricanrana on McDonough and then sends McDonough crashing into the top turnbuckle face first. Lee tags in and hits a suplex of McDonough, then follows it up with a back elbow. Dominic then trips Lee while the referee is distracted. Then tags in, delivers some stomps on Lee. Rey then makes the tag, and Lee hits a German suplex on Dominic. Rey then hits a senton on the top rope on Dominic, then double teams Dominic with Lee. McDonough then hits the ring, but he is sent outside the ring to join Dominic. Rey then looks to fly to win on Dominic and McDonough, but Lee goes to hit a baseball slide. Dominic and McDonough then use Rey to nail Lee. Rey was then isolated by heels and eventually Dominic with an insecurity and then sends McDonough to the floor. Rey was about to take Strowman, but Dominic and McDonough pulled Strowman off the apron while Carlito goes after Rey. Rey then avoids Carlito, charging him in the corner and hits the ring post before he tumbles to the floor. McDonough then tags in and was hit with a DDT. Rey then makes the tag to Lee, who works over Carlito. Lee then goes up top, but was cut off by Carlito, who was tied up in a tree of woe after Lee stopped his suplex attempt. Lee then hits Carlito with a double stomp and covers him, but McDonough breaks up the pin. Liv Morgan then shows up on the apron. Dominic then goes to the floor and tells Morgan she wasn't supposed to be there. Zelina Vega then drop kicks Morgan, who falls on top of Vega, then goes after Morgan and then fights on the floor. The way she fell on him, she was straddling him. And when I saw that, I saw all the Liv Morgan stands going absolutely fucking crazy. And I love that shit. It makes me a happy fucking camper because you guys are so fucking salty. Sherman then gets the tag and runs over the three opponents with shoulders blocked on the floor. Sherman then sends Carlito inside the ring. and hits him with a running power slam. Lee then tags in and climbs onto the shoulders of Strowman and then jumps off to hit a splash on Carlito for the win. And when they were raising the people's hands, freaking Zelina Vega is so fucking short. She was having to fucking jump. It was, every time I see it, it was more funnier every time it happened. We get a video package featuring the Mad Dragon Ilya Dragunov, who says Braun Breaker is a golden child. Dragunov then says he will make Breaker suffer. Dragunov then says the only escape will be when he is done breaking Braun. They had some bangers in NXT. I actually seen them. We then head to the back where Ricochet tells Dragunov that he knows what he is capable of and he knew he will show Breaker what he is all about. Dragunov then says he will slay the monster rather than letting the monster slay the dragon. Dragunov then says he and Ricochet could have another round once he was finished with Breaker. Ricochet then says Dragunov read his mind and he will have his back. WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn was shown backstage while Michael Cole was hyping his match with Otis. We head to the back where we see Io Sky scream and hold her head as Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane watch her and try to get her attention as they are unsure of what to do. WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn heads out to the ring. Zayn starts off by thanking fans for their support and says it's been a messed up couple of weeks. Zayn then says he's 5 days out from defending his Intercontinental Championship at Clash of the Castle against Chad Gable, but he doesn't know what to call his rivalry against Gable. Zayn then says rather than run down every awful thing Gable has done to the rest of the Alpha Academy, he will retain his title and take him down once and for all. Zayn then says it's time to go to work, and going to work for him is defending the Intercontinental Championship. So Alpha Academy's music then hits. Chad Gable, Maxine Dupree, Otis, and Akira Tozawa make their way down to the ring. Gable says it's a typical for Zayn to try to make himself look sympathetic, then accuse him of being manipulative. Gable then says the rest of Alpha Academy trusts his teachings, and the stable is quite happy. Gable then says they will even be happier when Gable becomes Intercontinental Champion on Saturday. Zayn then asks Gable if he's ready to think. Oh, my nose is itching like crazy. Tozawa and Otis. Zayn then tells Gable to turn around and face them and ask the three of them if they are happy. Zayn then tells Dupree, Tozawa, and Otis that Gable doesn't care if they're happy, but the fans do. Zayn then says the three of them won't be happy until they leave Gable, and Gable tells Zayn to quiet down. Gable then says Zayn doesn't understand the Alpha Academy, is family, and families stick together. Gable then says the four of them will stand together at Clash of the Castle, and he will unleash the most brutal version of Otis he's ever seen, and as he makes it clear to Otis to listen to him. So that match is up next. So Otis versus Sami Zayn. The match starts off with Otis delivering some lefts and rights hands on Zayn in the corner, then looks to hit a splash as Gable yells at him from the outside. The ring, Zayn then moves out of the way and Otis hits a splash after going for a second one. Gable then jumps up on the apron and strategizes with Otis, but Otis turns around and gets hit with a haluva kick from Zayn for the win. So Sami Zayn picks up the win. After the match, an enraged Gable delivers some right hands on Zayn. Gable then demands Dupree and Tozawa get out of the ring and then hold up Zayn and tell Otis to take shots at him. Otis hesitates and Gable drops Zayn. Gable then gets in Otis's face, slaps him twice. Otis then gets fired up and hits clothesline on Zayn in the corner. Otis then hits a world's strongest slam on Zayn as a pleased Gable watches on. Otis then gets in Gable's face and tears off his shirt as Gable begs Otis not to do anything. Otis then considers nailing him, but opts opts not to make his way to the back. We head to the back where Miz continues to search for R-Truth. Miz then spotted Sonya Deville speaking with Natalya. Deville then points Miz in the direction of Truth, who emerges from his own nearby room. Truth says they have a title match against the APA later in the show, which is the Authors of Pain. All right? In the show, according to the fortune teller Scarlett, they show up and tell the truth that it was a pleasure reading his fortune. Scarlett then hands Miz the Death Tarot card and says AOP is looking forward to seeing them in the ring tonight. We have the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to watch the next match. Michael Cole then announces the undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, will appear on NXT on this past Tuesday. Then congrats Kalana Jordan on becoming the first ever NXT North American Women's Champion, while the footage of her ladder match win was shown. And I actually liked Battleground. That match was an ode to the men's one. And I cannot believe they fucking mentioned Adam Cole. I eat. We get a video package recapping the main event Jey Uso promo from last week. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks made their way down to the ring for the next match. We then head to the back where Kathy Kelly interviewing Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I want to send my condolences out again to Alba Fire on the passing of her mother. She was killed in a car accident, and my thoughts and prayers are sent out to her. Fire speaks about competing in their home country on Saturday, and Dawn says tonight it's just a taste of what will happen on Saturday when they win the tag team titles. Fire and Dawn make their way down to the ring. Michael Cole notes that Baszler competed in the NXT Underground match on Sunday and questioned whether it would be an issue in this match. Cole then notes that Lola Vice knocked Baszler out and also did damage to her knee. So we have the next match, which is Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks versus the Unholy Union. We got a name for this team. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. The match starts up with Stark and Dawn. Dawn hits a drop kick on Baszler's leg. Dawn then sends Stark crashing into the adjacent corners, then tags in Fire. Fire then wears down Starks, then tags Dawn back in. Dawn then hits a knee on Stark and looks to tag Baszler. Baszler is still down on the outside, and Dawn takes advantage. Dawn then hits a back suplex and tags Fire back in. Fire and Dawn then double team Stark before Baszler tags in and sends Fire crashing into the ring steps. Both women then get back in the ring, and Fire rolls Baszler. Baszler then kicks out and hits a backbreaker on Fire, then stomps on her shoulder. Baszler then locks in the Karafuda clutch on Fire, and Fire passes out. The next match, we then get Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. Match starts off with both men wasting no time delivering forearms on each other. Breaker then blasts Dragunov, but Dragunov responds with an enziguri and a couple of chops. Breaker then delivers some right hands on Dragunov, then gets him up on his shoulders. Dragunov then escapes and hits some rapid-fire chops on Breaker, then follows up with a boot on Breaker's head. Breaker then sends Dragunov crashing into the middle rope and to the outside. Dragunov then and Breaker then exchange strikes with each other. Breaker then hits a power slam on Dragunov, then wears him down with a submission hold and hits a knee on the midsection. Dragunov then hits a couple of clotheslines on Breaker, but Breaker responds with a jumping knee. Dragunov then responds with a Constantine special and then hits a knee on Breaker's forehead off the middle rope and 3 German suplex and goes for the pin. Breaker then kicks out and Dragunov gets him on his shoulders. Then hits a Death Valley driver on him in the corner and a coast to coast off the top rope. Dragunov then climbs back to the top and hits a senton on Breaker, then goes for the pin. Breaker then kicks out and turns Dragunov inside out with a clothesline. Breaker then goes for a spear, but Dragunov nails Breaker with a knee. Dragunov then hits an H-pop on Breaker and a boot and sends him over the announce desk on the outside. Dragunov then clears the announce desk before looking to send Breaker crashing through it. Breaker then sends Dragunov crashing into the announce desk face first. Breaker then sends Dragunov crashing into the barricade and the ring post, then gets him back inside the ring. Dragunov then hits a few strikes on Breaker, but Breaker nails Dragunov with a spear. Dragunov then rolls out of the ring before Breaker can pin him, but Breaker hits a shoulder on Dragunov's midsection on the outside. The referee begins the 10 count, but Dragunov beats it. Breaker then immediately hits a spear on Dragunov. Then, when he gets back inside the ring for the win, the winner is Braun Breaker. So then after the match, Breaker looks to continue the attack on Dragunov on the outside. Ricochet makes his way down to the ring and drop kicks Breaker into the crowd, then helps Dragunov up. We then head to the back. Let me bring this up. Ricochet. Ricochet is supposedly a free agent. But I think that Samantha and him are going to get married. Ricochet is going to come back as Prince Puma. And this is all a ploy because nobody gets this. Nobody gets this written off shit. The only person that got this was Jon Moxley. We head to the back inside the Judgment Day clubhouse where the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest says they have to fix what happened in the ring earlier. Priest then brings up the missing key card, which Dominic pulls out from his pocket and says he doesn't know how it got there. Priest then tells Dominic that he has to put his foot down with Morgan. They all then put their fists together, and Priest invites Carlito to take part. Balor then grabs the key card and puts it in his pocket. Ruh-roh. Bow chicka wow wow. We see the Celtic warrior Sheamus tell Scottish warrior Drew McIntyre that they haven't seen eye to eye lately, but he encourages him to take the title on Saturday. Sheamus then mentions Ludwig Kaiser entering the Money in the Bank and says he wants to do the same. McIntyre tells Sheamus if you give him a heads up if he cashes in on him. Sheamus says it will be just like old times with a banger. Kathy Kelly then interviews the Final Testament in gorilla position. Karrion Kross says he hopes that Xavier Woods will realize that he belongs with them after AOP win the tag team titles. Scarlett then tells Woods that he can't trust Kofi Kingston. So this is the next match. R-Truth and Miz versus AOP. Hey, Roberto Soto, if Gunther is winning the World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam, Damian is retaining. Drew won't be winning. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, sweetheart. CM Punk is in town. That's it. I don't need to say anything more. CM Punk is going to cost Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight Champion, and that's going to set up their match at SummerSlam. It's going to be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. If anybody didn't see that, then I can't help you. You know, it's kind of like obvious. Like I mean, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, basically. I don't think, I think if they really want to do this, I don't think they're going to do it at SummerSlam with Gunther. It's going to be Bastion in Berlin. Because you would think that it would be great for him to win it in near his home country, you know? So we have AOP versus Miz and R-Truth. The match starts with Razor and Miz. Miz wastes no time going after Razor. Miz delivers some strikes on Razor. Akam then tags in and prevents Miz from tagging in R-Truth. Miz then hits an enziguri on Akam and tags in Truth. Truth then wears a down Akam and then hits a double back suplex on him with Miz. Miz and Truth then look to hit a double five-knuckle shuffle, but Scarlett gets in their attention. Karrion Kross then trips Truth and the Miz, but the New Day appears ringside and attacks Kross. Truth then looks to hit Akam with one of the tag team championship belts. Akam then stays on his feet, and Truth tosses the title over to Akam. Miz takes advantage with the chaos and rolls up Akam for the win. Gunther versus CM Punk. I take my money. Where's my gimmick credit card? Where's my gimmick? I have my gimmick credit card. Take my money. Take it. But I don't think CM Punk is going to want to do that because of the fact that Gunther is young, and he wants to make sure that the young people get the chance to shine and everything. I think Gunther, some nefarious way, will lose it, and then he'll regain it after WrestleMania, and then that'll be like a test run for him. So that's. But yeah, I would definitely do that. I would definitely do that. It's a good fucking match. Good job, Roberto Soto. That's a fucking good match. I love that. Good, what is it? Suggestion. Thank you. We head to the back where we see Braun Breaker send Ilya Dragunov crashing over the road cases. Breaker then sends Ricochet crashing into a production truck, then sends him crashing into a car and delivers some right hands on him. Breaker then sends Ricochet crashing into a second production truck and climbs up a set of stairs to get into the production truck, then power slams Ricochet on the top of the car. Breaker then breaking the windshield in the process. Officials then appear to check on Ricochet. And by the way, they used real glass. And Ricochet got the Rey Mysterio treatment from what Kevin Nash did to Rey Mysterio on WCW Nitro when the NWO was invading. Feels like that's so fucking long ago. Oh my God. Commentary recaps what just happened between Braun Breaker and Ricochet, and a video was also shown Samantha Irving reaction to Ricochet being destroyed. The cameras then cut backstage where Irving was standing next to Ricochet, who gives the thumbs up while on the stretcher before being loaded into the ambulance. Irving then joins Ricochet inside the ambulance. Michael Cole then says Raw general manager was not at the show, but someone needed to do something about Breaker. Now, when Samantha Irving, she grabbed her stuff. If she saw that, I would have fucking not even went the way she did. I would have went towards the back, and I would have never even grabbed my stuff. If my man or my loved one is hurt, I am not thinking about my fucking pocketbook at that point. Pat McAfee says he will step up for Samantha Irving. McAfee then stands on the commentary table and introduces the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, and McIntyre makes his way down to the ring for the main event, which is a singles match against Finn Balor. I prefer Gunther to main event WrestleMania against Punk instead of Seth or Drew. And yes, I think Punk is winning next year's Royal Rumble. You know what? I completely 100% agree with you. Yes, Punk is the 2025 Royal Rumble winner. Because what I was told and what I was reading, that they were going to give Cody Rhodes the Royal Rumble, and it was going to be Punk the Chamber. But since Punk got hurt, stepped in Drew McIntyre, and here we are at this point, basically. Michael Cole then hypes the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes appearing on NXT, then runs through the card for Clash of the Castle. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor makes his way out to the ring, and McAfee introduces Balor, him representing the Judgment Day. So the match starts off with McIntyre hitting a clothesline on Balor on the apron. Then joins him on the outside and hits him with a chop. Balor then sends McIntyre crashing into the ring post face first. Then delivers his arm bouncing off of it and delivers a few strikes on him. Balor then gets McIntyre back inside the ring and hits him with a few left hands on his arm. But McIntyre sends Balor out of the ring. Balor then trips McIntyre on the apron and delivers a few stomps of his on his spine. McIntyre then hits him with a kick from Balor, and Balor trips him. McIntyre then hits a belly-to-belly suplex on Balor and sends him crashing over the announce desk. Balor then hits a jawbreaker on Balor and follows it up with a chop. McIntyre then looks to hit a tornado DDT, but Balor hits McIntyre with a Russian leg sweep and locks in a submission. Balor then delivers some strikes on McIntyre in the corner and follows it up with his signature elbow drop. McIntyre's midsection. Balor then locks in an armbar on McIntyre, but McIntyre makes his way to his feet and escapes by hitting a sit-out power bomb. McIntyre then hits a net breaker on Balor and kips up and goes for a claymore. Balor then counters into a sling blade before he flies to land on McIntyre on the outside. Balor then gets McIntyre back in the ring and hits a drop kick on him, sends McIntyre crashing into the corner, then does the same in the opposite corner. McIntyre then hits a Glasgow kiss on Balor and then joins him in the opposite corner, hits him with a suplex. McIntyre hits a Future Shock DDT on Balor, but Damian Priest gets McIntyre's attention and makes his way down. Carlito then jumps up on the ramp, but McIntyre blasts him. McDonough then appears, but McIntyre drags him into the ring. McIntyre then hits him with a claymore, and Balor takes advantage. Balor then rolls McIntyre up, but McIntyre kicks out. Balor then goes for the coup de grace, but McIntyre hits a claymore on Balor for the win, and the Judgment Day is not allowed down. Hey, girl, I'm doing great. I'm doing actually great. I'm just tired tonight. I have a lot going on now with the addition of being in a relationship. So it's really, really cool, but I'm happy. I have to go see my kid, and this weekend is Father's Day, so it's a little nuts. But I love you, girl. I love you, Rage. You mean the world to me. You make me feel so cool, and it's so cool that you're following me and you come into my YouTube streams. I'm marking out inside. Okay, I'm marking out. Okay. Yeah. So then after the match, Pat McAfee announces McIntyre as the winner. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest then enters the ring and jaw jacks with McIntyre while holding up his championship as the show comes to the end. So that is that. We're going to move on to SmackDown. Remember, spoilers. So it's 8 o'clock New York time. And if you don't want to listen to this, you can stop this and go on. But I'm going to keep on going. So it's red alert. Spoilers are approaching. So after this, I'm going to give you my picks for Clash of the Castle. SmackDown was coming from Scotland, and I don't know exactly what arena it was. I think it may be the same arena that it's going to be that tomorrow. SmackDown will broadcast live from the OVO Hydro Arena in Glasgow, so I guess it's the same place, I believe. SmackDown. Corey Graves and Wade Barrett are your announcers for tonight. Backstage footage showed of Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles arriving to the building, accompanied by Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. Kevin Owens was seeing arriving at the venue. We start off the first match. Naomi versus Chelsea Green The arena erupts when Bailey's entrance music plays, followed by Naomi's. Chelsea Green cuts a promo on the way to the ring along Piper Niven. Chelsea proudly announces the arrival of their hometown heroes with the confident promise of double defeat. First, she vows to defeat Naomi, referring to her as your glowy girlfriend. Next, she predicts that her tag team partner and her friend Piper will crush Naomi the following day, crush Bailey the following day. Chelsea then directs her attention to Bailey, asserting that her presence, they are destined to become the new WWE women champion. They start off by locking up, circling the ring. Green applies the side headlock, then transition into a hammerlock, playfully patting Naomi on the head. Naomi responds with a shoulder tackle and skillfully evade a roundhouse kick by sliding under it. Naomi delivers a kick, prompting Green to plead for mercy to avoid a slap, but Naomi remains relentless. She runs the ropes multiple times as Green lies on the mat, and then Naomi hits a split-legged drop for a near fall. We return from commercial break, and Green starts with a headlock, but Naomi fights back with elbows to break free. Naomi attempts a crossbody, but Green counters with a dropkick to the knees. Green then goes for a sliding clothesline, but Naomi blocks it and sends Green to the mat. Green retaliates with an Irish whip, but Naomi kick blocks it. Naomi manages to land a roundhouse kick, and the two exchange forearms. Naomi follows up with a springboard roundhouse kick, sending Green to the outside. Naomi doesn't hesitate and hits a suicide dive. She then climbs to the top turnbuckle and connects with a crossbody on Green for a near fall. Naomi continues her high-flying offense, but Green pulls her off the turnbuckle. Green ascends the top and lands a missile dropkick for a near fall, showing frustration and not securing the win. Naomi counters for a suplex attempt, landing on her feet. By the way, breaking news, Kushida makes a surprising appearance at Against All Odds. Naomi follows up with a springboard kick, sending Green to the outside. Naomi doesn't hesitate and hits a suicide dive. Then she climbs to the top turnbuckle and connects with a crossbody on Green for a near fall. Naomi continues to high-fly an offense, but Green pulls her off the turnbuckle. Green ascends to the top and lands a missile dropkick for another near fall, showing frustration not at securing the win. Naomi counters a suplex attempt, landing on her feet. Green then sends Naomi into the turnbuckles and attempts a roll-up with her feet on the ropes, but Bailey intervenes by pushing Green's feet off. Naomi sees the opportunity, dodging Green's unprettier attempt and rolling her up for a 3 count, and Naomi picks up the win. So last week, Apollo Crews viciously attacked by Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. As shown on the recap, Baron Corbin expressed gratitude to Nick Aldis for opportunity on SmackDown. Santos, Angel, and Humberto confront Nick, questioning his charitable gesture. Nick responds sternly, reminding them that they were fined for their actions last week and warned them about their future consequences. Santos assures Nick and that Apollo is tough and he's ready to compete. Nick confirms Apollo is cleared to wrestle. Seizing the moment, Santos declares generously that Apollo will face him tonight. The ring is prepared for the Grayson Waller effect as we head to commercial break. We return with the video package highlighting the women's tag team champion Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Now it's time for the Grayson Waller effect. Austin inquires about good plants, and Waller jokes about the bleakness of setting, quipping that fake plants struggle to thrive here. Waller introduces the guest of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Johnny and Tommaso playfully arrange the furniture. Waller comments on having a smaller chair because they act like children. Ciampa acknowledges Waller's attempt at control, but asserts he doesn't engage in those games. He acknowledges that Waller's show questioning the theory's role at Waller's scenery. Waller defends himself, stating the show exists before their tag team and humorously mentions the cost of changing graphics. He emphasized his loyalty to Theory, claiming he'd take a bullet for him. Johnny probes Waller about whether he'd really take a bullet for him, referencing Waller's actions. Theory last week. Waller dismisses, and it is not real. The points out they didn't show him winning the match. Ciampa mocks Waller bravado, stating that he admires his fake confidence. When he then shifts the focus, declaring they are here to talk. They aren't here for a talk show, but for a fight. Specifically, a fight for the tag team titles held by Waller and Theory. Waller retorts, and they won't defend their titles in a venue like Glasgow. He accused Ciampa of trying to sow discord between them. Johnny Gargano asserts that they are coming for the tag team titles and they're tired of Waller's talk. He directs his attention to Austin Theory, reminiscing about their history, the way, and expressing his beliefs in Theory. Johnny voices concern over Waller's influence on Theory, stating that Waller is using him. Tensions escalate as Waller strikes Gargano with and a brawl ensues. Johnny prepares for a super kick aimed at Waller, but Theory intervenes, pushing Waller out of harm's way and taking the blow himself. Ciampa follows up with a running knee to Waller, intensifying the chaotic scene. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa proudly hold the titles belts in celebration. We get a review of last week's main event. In the backstage area, Kevin Owens is approached by the Street Profits and B-Fab. They express their support for Owens, citing his past support for them. Montez Ford emphasized their mutual disdain for the bloodline. Meanwhile, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller are seen backstage discussing their recent interaction with Ciampa and Gargano. Naomi and Bayley are also shown backstage reflecting on their positive experience together. Blair Davenport confronts Naomi, questioning their actions, while Bayley advises Naomi to move on and praises her loyalty. Chelsea Green appears and confidently predicts that the title will soon be theirs. Suddenly, Piper Niven attacks Belair with a splash, pinning Naomi against the wall. Santos Escobar versus Apollo Crews. Crews starts off with a flurry of forearms and punches, punctuated by overhead belly suplex that sends Santos rolling to the outside. Crews doesn't let up, following Santos to the floor, where Santos counters with a kick and chops. Back in the ring, Crews gains momentum with an Irish whip, but Santos reverses and sends Crews crashing onto the apron. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo create a distraction, allowing Santos to dropkick Crews off the apron onto the floor. Santos then slams Crews back first onto the apron. Baron Corbin comes out and interrupts the match and heads straight for Angel and Humberto, presumptively to settle their ongoing issue. So Baron Corbin's now a face. Seriously, what the hell? So Crews recovers, retaliates with a press slam, followed by dropping Santos behind and executing a standing moonsault for a near fall. We go to commercial. We return to the action with Santos Escobar maintaining control using a reverse chinlock on Apollo Crews. Santos follows up with a running shoulder into the corner and a forearm strike. He then executes a slingshot senton and goes for the cover, but Crews kicks out at 2. Santos continues his assault with kicks to Cruz's chest, followed by a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He transitions into an armbar and a chinlock combination, applying pressure to wear down Cruz. Cruz manages to fight back, countering with an arm drag and a back heel kick, then charges him into the corner with a running boot, followed by a splash and a series of clotheslines. Cruz shifts momentum with a German suplex, holding for a second and hitting it successfully. Santos attempts to halt Cruz offense with an elbow, but Cruz responds with a clothesline. Cruz executes a Samoan drop for a near fall, then climbs to the top turnbuckle. Santos interrupts Cruz's aerial maneuver attempt with a well-timed kick to the midsection, preventing further escalation. Both competitors exchange punches. Santos gains the upper hand momentarily. However, Cruz rallies back with a boot to Santos, followed by a Death Valley driver. Cruz goes for a pin, but Santos kicks out just in time to keep the match going. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo attempt to interfere with Baron Corbin's involvement, but Corbin manages to fend them off. Meanwhile, Lopez takes advantage of the distraction to push Apollo off the turnbuckle. Santos Escobar capitalizes on the opportunity and quickly rolls Cruz up for a pinfall. So Cruz loses this match. Escobar wins. We review Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles with a video replay. We return to we return to find Andrade, Cedric Alexander, and Ashante Theodonis among the crowd, along Pretty Deadly. Cody Rhodes enters the arena and heads towards the ring, addressing the audience in Glasgow. Cody then asks what they want to discuss, what they wanted to talk about, reflecting on the recent events. He admits thinking AJ Styles might retire soon, questioning against overstaying one's welcome in wrestling. He suggests AJ Styles may be heading down that path, pausing as the crowd chants his name. Cody mentions AJ's task of making him say certain words. AJ's entrance interrupts, accompanied by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. AJ remarks on Cody's visible agitation, noting it's surprisingly easy to provoke him by hinting at a retirement. Cody invites AJ closer for a conversation, asking him to leave his comparisons and join him in the ring. AJ signals to Luke and Carl to stay back, implying he's got this. AJ challenges Cody to speak directly if he wants the conversation, addressing both Cody and the noisy fans. AJ responds by highlighting the stark difference between himself and Cody Rhodes, emphasizing his hard-earned journey to WWE over 17 years. He criticized Cody for leaving multiple promotions when faced with challenges, suggesting Cody can't handle the pressure and tends to walk away when things get tough. And Cody acknowledges AJ's point, admitting that he made a significant career choice by leaving WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and even a company he helped launch. He defends his decision and gambles on himself that ultimately paid off, allowing him to hold the prestigious titles like the WWE Championship. And I love that. And I can't wait to hear, because I'm going to, hopefully that when this is done, I can finish watching this. And I'm going to keep tabs on Against All Odds tonight, because there's going to be a huge challenge with Jordan Grace. And I want to know who gets it. And I'm hoping that it's Natalya. I think she does deserve it, And I think it would be a shocker if Natalya wins. I think that would even be a shocker. Cody praises AJ's honorable career, but accused him for hypocrisy, claiming AJ had to resort to underhanded tactics like impersonating Mark Henry to earn a title shot. Wow, we're mentioning Mark Henry. Wow. My, things have turned. Cody challenges AJ to admit defeat by saying, "I quit," claiming AJ is resentful and afraid to face the truth. AJ counters, asserting he can't quit being phenomenal and explaining his personal toll on his career takes on his family. Despite the sacrifices, he asserts his commitment to wrestling until he decides to retire. He warns Cody that their upcoming match won't be like anything Cody has faced before, likening to their past intense encounters in Hell in a Cell. AJ Styles intensifies the confrontation, vowing to do whatever it whatever it takes, whether is leaving Cody in a bloody mess or tearing him apart until he begs to say, I quit. Meanwhile, backstage, Kathy Kelly interviews the Street Profits and B-Fab, questioning their involvement in the Bloodlines affairs. Before they can respond, Angelo and Montez are ambushed by Tama Tonga and Tangaloa in the stairwell brawl. Officials intervene and break up the chaos and instruct the attackers to leave. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Hikuleo is basically all but signed to the WWE, and he's going to be going, I believe, as Tala Tonga. Why? He could go by Hikuleo. It's not necessary. They can do Hika or Leo. Just say Leo. Oh, let me see you say Wayo. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Oh my God. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Oh my God. I need a vacation. Kevin Owens arrives to the scene, observing the aftermath of the altercation. The scene cuts to a commercial break, leaving the situation tense. We transition to Zoe Starks and Shayna Baszler backstage. Shayna confidently states that their upcoming match will be straightforward. So Zoe chimes in, acknowledging they will face their pure dominance from the two of the most formidable fighters in the company. Shayna emphasizes their intent to dismantle their opponents limb by limb to secure the women's tag team championships. Meanwhile, Tiffany Stratton joins Corey Graves and Wade Barrett at ringside. Michin versus Nia Jax. Michin chops Nia with force, but Nia counters with a forearm strike. Michin responds with a shoulder tackles, but Nia pushes her away. Attempting a slam, Nia struggles as Michin regains her footing. Michin sees the opportunity with a dropkick to Nia's knees, followed by a decisive kick. She then executes an eat defeat, causing Nia to collapse to the floor. Michin doesn't relent, forcefully sending Nia into the post. Tiffany Stratton suddenly intervenes, throwing water in Michin's face. Enraging Michin retaliates by tossing Tiffany over the announce table. This distraction allows Nia to recover, delivering a body block and an impactful elbow drop. Nia pulls Michin in the corner and finishes her off with an annihilator for the win. And I'm so glad that there's now different women and we're not seeing the same women. You know, Triple H had a lot to fucking clean up. He had to fucking legitimately let everything play out, what was kind of planned, and then where that ended, he could then pick up and start booking the women's division properly. You people don't understand. Triple H was left with a fucking mess by his father-in-law, the old man. And I am not going to mention his name on this channel ever again. He will be known as the old man. Kevin Owens emerges from the medical area and Jackie asks for an update on the Street Profits. Kevin confirms they won't be at ringside for his upcoming match, but assures that he faced the challenges of the bootleg bloodline before the broadcast cuts to commercial break. We return with a recap of the Clash of the Castle kickoff show, followed by a glimpse of Logan Paul and at the Tetris World Championship. Reflecting on his performance, Logan Paul admits to experimenting, but expresses disappointment in not securing a victory. The scene shifts to Logan's arriving home, where he's informed that his associate from Los Angeles is in the pool. Perplexed, Logan questioned how LA Knight gained access to his house. I want more of this shit. I need more of this shit. I need more real life. I don't need this. You don't understand how awesome that is. You still have the person on there, but they're doing other things. This is pre-tape, and I like that. You don't understand. This is so important for storylines, and I love every minute of it. LA Knight interjects, attempting to diffuse the situation, and states he needs to leave. He explains he's merely trying to have a good time with Logan and casually mentions seeing him in Chicago. urging Logan to bring the United States Championship along. Cutting back to the event, Carmelo Hayes addressed the camera from his suite. He criticized LA Knight's action, mocking him for flying to Puerto Rico, which he suggests is nicer than Scotland, just to swim in Logan's pool. Hayes dismisses the stunt and attention-seeking behavior, contrasting it with his own approach of letting opportunities come to him rather than chasing them. He asserts his readiness to qualify for the Money in the Bank, and he'll become Mellow in the Bank. Watch it. We have Mellow and Mella. All right. Watch it, Carmelo. We turn backstage. Solo Sikoa is accompanied by Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Nick Aldis appears and informs Tama and Tonga they are banned from ringside. He warns of suspensions if they defy his directive. Paul Heyman arrives, and Solo Sikoa asserts that if he loses, he will hold Paul accountable. After the commercial break, Jackie Redmond introduces Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Jackie warmly welcomes them home and inquires about their upcoming match. Alba confidently states that the plan is to make history in Glasgow. The next night, Isla echoes the sentiment, emphasizing they didn't return home just to visit. They are unstoppable and they're destined to become champions. Main event, Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa. Kevin Owens unleashes a barrage of punches, causing Solo Sikoa to retreat to the floor just as Kevin attempts a cannonball. Undeterred, Kevin pursued Solo outside the ring and hurls him into the nearby beverage area. Solo retaliates by tossing Kevin back into the ring. As we return from commercial break, Kevin Owens executes an Irish whip, sending Solo Sikoa crashing into the corner, followed by a thunderous clothesline. Solo rolls to the floor to evade Kevin's subsequent cannonball attempt, but Kevin sees him and attempts a maneuver for Solo to counter by dropping Kevin on the top rope, taking advantage. Solo hurls Kevin into the Sting reel steps, slamming his head and following it up with a brutal headbutt. Solo returns to the ring, delivering another headbutt and commanding Kevin to stay down. Kevin fights back with punches, but Solo counters with a back elbow and nearly secures the pinfall. Solo continues his assault, pummeling Kevin in the corner, setting up for a running hip attack, which connects successfully. He attempts another, but Kevin evades, responding with a kick and a DDT and leaves both competitors down. Kevin regains momentum with a fury of punches and kicks, prompting a warning from the referee. Despite delivering multiple clotheslines, Solo remains upright. Kevin attempts more strikes, but Solo responds with a clothesline of his own that sends Kevin to the canvas. Kevin climbs the turnbuckle, but Solo halts with an uppercut. Kevin retaliates with punches, opting for a tornado DDT for a near fall. Solo rallies with a Samoan drop for another near fall, then prepares for a Uranagi, only for Kevin to block it and counters with elbows. Solo answers with a super kick, but Kevin responds with one of his own, followed by two more and cannonball in the corner. Kevin ascends with the ropes and hits a swanton bomb, nearly securing the victory. After Kevin Owens pursues Solo onto the apron, preparing for a power bomb, however, Solo counters decisively, executing a back body drop that sends both competitors crashing to the ringside floor. The broadcast cuts to commercial break. Returning from commercial break, Sikoa and Kevin Owens find themselves battling atop turnbuckles. Solo attempts a suplex, but Kevin fights back with elbows, forcing Solo to the mat. Kevin follows up with a frog splash, but only manages a near fall. Solo retaliates with a Uranagi for a near fall and hits another Uranagi, but still can't secure the victory. Solo charges in, but Kevin counters with a super kick followed by another. Kevin goes for a swanton bomb, but Solo gets his knees up in time. Kevin avoids Solo's Samoan spike and lands his stunner, but Paul Heyman intervenes, placing Solo's foot on the ropes to break the count. Enraged, Kevin turns his attention to Paul, grabbing him by the throat and removing the hood from the announcer's table. However, Solo capitalizes with a devastating spike, Samoan spike to Kevin on the outside, followed by another in the ring for a 3 count, and Solo picks up the win. Post-match, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa assault Kevin Owens, continuing their onslaught. They attempt to inflict further damage, preparing the Cerberus bomb through the announce table, the shield bomb. Suddenly, Randy Orton's music, and he storms the aisle, attacking Tangaloa with a backdrop driver onto the floor. Orton swiftly turns his attention to Tama Tonga, delivering an RKO onto the ringside barrier. Inside the ring, Solo Sikoa confronts Randy, exchanging punches before sending him into the ring. Randy fights back with a kick and follows up with one of the draping DDTs. Orton prepares for RKO on Solo, but Tangaloa re-enters the fray, seizing the opportunity. Orton delivers an RKO to Tangaloa, allowing Solo to slip out of the ring, and that is the end of the show. All right, so now I'm going to get the card, and then I'm going to give you my picks, and then I'm going to get you out of here. I need the card for WWE Clash of the Castle Scotland tomorrow.
Here are some results from the web.
All right. For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. CM Punk is going to cost Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest is going to retain. There's going to be a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill versus Alba Fire, Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks, and I believe, and I'm hoping that the hometown girls pick it up. But I feel bad for Shayna and Zoe because they're going to be the ones that are going to take the pin. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. I quit. Cody Rhodes is going to win. For the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. Chad Gable will be the new Intercontinental Champion. So let's see if they've announced any matches for the pre-show tomorrow, if that's the case. Excuse me. Excuse me. So that's my picks. Please do me a favor. Join me tomorrow at after Clash of the Castle for the review. Also, please go check out episode 344 where you can find everything AEW. Also, please do me a favor. Please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. For all your beard essentials, please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Check out HOG, hogwrestling.net. And July 26th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on July 26th, High Intensity, Swerve Strickland will be in the house, making it his house. And East Coast versus West Coast, Future Stars of Wrestling versus Hog Wrestlers, August 17th. So get your tickets at hogwrestling.net. And if you want to download the Thriller app, and you can watch it for on there. Also, please go check me out on all my social media at Mel's Match Hat on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Cameo, X, Twitter, all on there. Mel's Match Hat. The only two places that you can that are not Mel's Match Hat is my Snapchat and my OnlyFans. It's Real Mel's Match Hat. July 1st will be the time that you will have to start paying for my content, so be prepared. Also, please go check out the rest of my content, including um, the reviews of Double or Nothing and the King and Queen of the Ring. Please join me tomorrow at right after Clash of the Castle. Have a great evening, and please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications, so when I go live, upload a video or do a short, you will know about it. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day, and happy Father's Day to everyone. Love you all. Good night.